The Tier 5 Japanese destroyer, the Minekaze, is a stealthy assassin, excelling at attacking larger vessels from outside visibility range. Seeing the incoming fire, I turn and head for the nearest island, the incoming shells landing all around me. This decision proves to be a good one, as several incoming shells collide with the island instead of with my ship. I turn and fire a few salvos of torpedoes, knowing their long range will allow them to cross the open expanse of water. I continue to avoid close contact with enemy vessels, however, using the stealth of the Minekaze to best effect. Spotting an enemy cruiser off in the distance, I change direction and move to intercept. Leaving the cover of the island, I drop multiple spreads of torpedoes and also drop smoke to cover my evasive maneuvers.
Smoke generator started.
The spread of torpedoes is on target, and 3 torpedoes collide with the enemy St. Louis, completely obliterating the vessel.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
I see another enemy target not far away and move to intercept, firing multiple spreads of torpedoes at the distant cruiser. None of them comes close, but I turn and readjust my attack angle, launching additional spreads at the enemy. Turning and seeing an enemy cruiser approaching rapidly from the north, I launch a salvo of torpedoes and then drop smoke as I attempt to break contact and gain distance. One of the torpedoes shatters against the enemy hull, causing over 10,000 damage. The incoming fire is becoming more and more accurate, making me believe I have been spotted by someone. I fire another 2 salvos of torpedoes at enemies, and then turn to look for additional targets, spotting the enemy destroyer, who is also most likely the one giving away my position. I am not intentionally holding my fire here, the guns are literally that slow to aim. I take aim and launch another salvo of torpedoes at the enemy battleship, just as his salvo of shells come tearing in, causing tremendous damage and obliterating a forward gun turret. Moments later, shells come careening in from an enemy cruiser, causing additional damage to the Minekaze. Launching 2 more spreads as I enter the island cover, I watch intently to see one of them hit the target. I fire one last spread at the enemy cruiser before changing targets to an incoming battleship.
Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
Attempting to remain outside of spotting distance, while firing torpedoes from different angles at the enemy, the Minekaze remains hidden. The Airplanes flying overhead give away my position, however, and I have to perform evasive maneuvers. Continuing on my path of travel, I head towards a nearby island for cover and to give me options for a possible ambush. I continue to drop torpedoes whenever possible while remaining out of visibility range. The enemy battleship travels on his course for too long in order to aim at me and takes a torpedo hit for it. Continuing to close the distance while using the island for cover, I continue to fire spread after spread of torpedoes until the enemy target is destroyed. Taking fire from an enemy cruiser, I drop smoke in turn, firing torpedoes at an enemy aircraft carrier in the process. Two projectiles collide with the carrier, causing irreparable damage and causing her to explode. Closing in on the remaining enemy ships, I launch another spread of torpedoes at the remaining enemy aircraft carrier. Seeing the battleship as a much larger threat, I drop smoke and move to engage him, taking fire in return. Launching multiple torpedoes at the battleship, I turn and see my torpedoes collide with the carrier, causing massive damage and flooding. The secondary batteries on the enemy carrier land a hit, nearly sinking the Minekaze, but she is able to remain floating until the match ends. Earning over 14,000 experience with a ×5 bonus, as well as first place on the team, I was quite happy with the results of this game. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw, please click subscribe below.